Hello everyone, welcome to the video. Here is the rear setup of this Hyundai, and it's come back with a bit of a binding issue. So we're going to take it apart, see what it could be. I can see it's already been binding a little bit because it's slightly discoloured, like it's got a tad bit too hot. So we shall see how everything all pans out. So let's get the tools and start taking it apart and seeing what we come across. Hopefully nothing major. So I mean, there are a couple of issues of binding. It's like the caliper sliders, if dirt gets in them, locks them up, so the caliper can't move back and forth freely when applying brake. Where the pad's sitting, too much dirt gets in there, stops them all from moving properly. And also the piston, if the boot is ripped, gets fluid in it and other stuff, rusts and seizes up. And this one is slightly on there. There we go. Right, now if you look at the boot, have a look, see if there's any rips or anything like that. By the looks of it, boot is absolutely fine. Doesn't see no rips, nothing in there, so hopefully that piston will go back fine. And right, you sit back down there somewhere. And by the looks of it, it might be the where the pad's sitting on the caliper carrier. You can see it's slightly discoloured there, where it's got hot. It's never good for pads to get hot. See, if they do get too hot, the resin that holds it all together comes to the surface, and that's where it gets nice and shiny and starts squeaking. And as I said, this is a little bit stuck. Oh yeah, that has got hot. Because it's literally just broken off in the corner where it gets fragile and too hot. And on here, sliders, they're absolutely fine. But we'll still clean them up so they've got fresh stuff around them, so it prevents anything like this happening in the future. Because nobody likes to have binding brakes. Because majority of the time, if people leave it too long, it ends up in having a whole new caliper. And that's where it gets expensive. You don't want that, trust me. So, fresh grease in. That's all running fine there. Move you out of the way. At least try to. All fine. Right. Now I've got to undo this nut and undo this, get this bolt out to drop this nice little arm, just to get to the bolt here, which holds the bottom part of the caliper carrier all together. So let's have a bit of fun here. Right, give it a little tappy stick. Don't want to whack them too hard because you can burr the ends of them. Can that go through? No, that one can't. Now for the good part. And that one's out. Push that just aside if you can. There we go. Only slightly rusty. Doesn't too bad, but we'll get it all cleaned up, get it all sorted. Now for the fun part. See if this works. Hopefully it does. Let's stay there. No. Tappy tappy. Give you a bit of a shock there. There we go. That one's undone. Oh, I've got to turn the other side. Looks like this one needs a tap. There we go. That's all loose. There and there. Sure. That's definitely been heated up. If the piston does go back nicely, then we can determine it'll be where the pads sit in on the caliper carrier. So let's have a go. Right, now it's a little bit different to how the front is. With the fronts you can just literally push them down and they go through. These ones, because it's got a built-in caliper, built-in handbrake should I say, on the caliper, and it's foot brake, so you've got the cable here, you've got the pipe here. These have to be wound back in, so you have to twist it and twist, and it goes in at the same time. And I can safely say the piston is absolutely fine, nothing wrong with that, so happy days on that one. Does not need new caliper, but sometimes you do need new calipers, and it's normally the handbrake that locks on, but this one's going back absolutely fine. And that's that bit done, so I'm happy with that. Now all I've got to do is clean up the caliper carrier, make sure pads slide nicely with that, and then the beauty can go back together. A lot cleaner, no dirt all around it. That's what I want. there, see? Bits of rust that sit on there. So we'll clean that up. This one's a little bit worse. Slightly bent, but you'll go back fine. And right, that's the bottom one. Could do with a nice clean up. Yeah, better. Nice. Nice and shiny. No bits of dirt stuck on there. Just how you want it to be. So it will sit flush to the caliper carrier. Pads will slide nice and easy. No binding. But it would be better if you can get a set of pads that come with the new little shims. I think that's what they call them, shims. Don't know. Never really known the name of them. Now all back together. Sits in nice there. Sits in nice and flush. Alright, let's put this beast back together. Now look, I'm on the right way this time. Trying to screw my glove in at the same time. Be stuck to the car now, or that'd be fun. That on. That on. Now the fun part. Nearly too much. Oh, now I've got to get up. I can't see. That's in place there. And you go along. Done there. That one. Now this is the bolt that everyone loves. Ow. That kind of hurt. Get out of the way. Let's have more fun trying to get this little arm back in. Bolt. Try and get in somewhere. Out, glasses. Nope, down. I want that. Through this little gap. And that one, FT. Oh, ripped my glove again. Now for the new pads. Oh, whenever placing pads down, never place face down, because you can always get grit stuck to here. Put it in here, it'll ruin the disc straight away. Right, this is the thickness of old versus new. Whatever, put it around the way. That's not that badly worn. I have seen them metal to metal, even with the rivets on the other side showing. If you get them too low and too metal to metal, they will come past the caliper carrier on some calipers or carriers and get caught up in here, and they can lock your wheel up, and there's no saving that. I've actually had that come into my workshop once before. So always keep an eye on your brakes. Brakes are what stops you. Tyres are what keep you on the road. It's another important thing. Okay. Never cleaning up things, always make sure you can do that. As long as you can move it back freely, there's no binding there, that's perfect. Yep, nice and free. Now for this little beauty to go back on. And again, Loctite. Kind of glad that that wasn't piston, that was seized up, because then there's a lot more to do through that. Would have been a whole caliper off, brake cable out, re-bleed the system so you got fresh fluid. That will take a heck of a lot longer to do. Once everything is all back together, what you want to do, make sure not do that. Make sure everything is all tight, all nice. Now everything's all done, bit by bit. Take it for a drive and see how it all handles.